bet you thought you'd seen the last of me, but here I am. I lived. Back at it with more Halo. Alright, so we're back to the Mombasa streets. This time, we have quite a long walk ahead of us. We are going all the way to the new Mombasa Police Department, NMPD headquarters. There's a little bit more audio log exploring too, for those of you who are into this. This is a bit more substantial than last time. Just proving that I'm still on Legendary, because it's been a while. So, right away, you have a tunnel full of some sleeping grunts and a brute who's leaning against the wall. Pretty easy. You'll want to replace the silenced SMG with like either a needler or a plasma pistol. I prefer the plasma pistol. If you're good, you'll want to try and stick that brute with one of the plasma grenades that these grunts drop, but I'm not very good with the ODST plasma grenade lobbing, so, you know, standard noob combo. If you're lucky, that brute will be carrying a carbine, which makes this upcoming section a little easier. Sometimes I'll have a brute shot, which isn't ideal going in with the SOCOM pistol. So, out here is another Phantom dropping off another 2 brute jumpers and 2 jackal snipers, you know. Daring today, aren't we? No, I shouldn't be sarcastic. They're, this fight can actually be a little tricky because it's pretty easy to get pinned down. As you can see, the jackal snipers are moving around, and the enemies very quickly spot you. Luckily, there's a building nearby to hide in. One thing that makes this encounter a little bit different than the one in the last street signal... Oh yeah, watch out for those snipers. They can really pin you down into the entrance. This is kind of worst case scenario happening right now, but no big deal. Anyway, what makes this fight a little bit different is there's actually a 3rd jackal sniper that was already on the map, so... They're kind of camping both doorways, so you don't want to linger in the door too long. You want to pop out, quickly kill a jumper, and then pop out, kill the other jumper. Like that. And then start going after the jackal snipers. They lose interest pretty quickly. That's another way they're nerfed from their Halo 2 counterparts. Don't worry, I'll deal with that annoying beeping as soon as I can. Luckily, jackal sniper aim is a lot worse in this game. Usually you can't dome one that far away with a carbine, but I got kind of lucky with the spread there. And once again, health packs aren't really an issue in New Mombasa, the streets, because their health packs are very plentiful. Like there's 2 right over here, for instance. And I know there's one more jackal sniper, and you can use your map to kind of pinpoint where he is. And now I'm going to make him fall for the oldest trick in the book. After I grab a beam rifle, of course. Oh. Please ignore the terrible aim, but I did use the oldest trick in the book. That is actually, I believe that's the last mandatory scripted encounter of the mission. Any other encounter from here on out is semi-optional. Now, speaking of optional, those of you who have been following along with the audio logs, you will have this cache unlocked and 2 monkeys inside. This can be fun, very helpful on lower difficulties. On Legendary, this tends to just get you killed, so it's less ideal than it could be, but it's, you know, it's still a pretty neat little Easter egg reward for keeping up with the audio logs. Now, you could go this way, the way the game is kind of pointing you towards, but I wouldn't recommend it. You, you meet quite a bit of resistance going the required, well, the quote-unquote intended path this time. Yeah. You run into some hunters and a big pack of brutes and grunts, and yeah, it's just not worth it. You know, these runs, these first runs I show on the Mombasa streets, these are all about path of least resistance, you know what I mean? So, I'm going to show you a different route. You can get to the end of the mission with a lot less headache. If you have the mongoose, you could probably pretty easily just drive past everything, depending on the spawns you get, but, you know, why risk it when there's a pretty foolproof other method coming up here? You want to go through this door instead. No hunters this way. Well, that's not entirely true. You'll see what I mean for those of you who stick around for the bonus footage. But yeah, it's good to be back. I miss making these. There's a squad of Covenant up here sometimes, not always, but sometimes. You can pretty easly like sneak past or drive past them. I just like to fight sometimes, you know. Halo has pretty fun moment-to-moment gameplay, 7 seconds of fun, or whatever it was, 10 seconds of fun, I forget.
Fast, accurate diagnosis, or your money back. Opticare, healthcare on demand. Fast, accurate diagnosis.
But yeah, I really missed making these. I'm glad to be back. They should be more consistent from here on out, at least probably one episode a week instead of like one a month. I was trying out a new job. It didn't really pan out, so I returned to my old one. But probably shouldn't be talking about this when I'm blowing a monkey's head off, a big angry monkey's head off. Anyway, whether you fight that out or drive past, you might remember this area. This is the area where, if you remember, the Gauss turret that starts the Kazingo Boulevard mission is right up on that balcony over there. And you might remember, some of my more studious viewers might remember there is a cache nearby with a rocket launcher inside. So I'm going to go swing by that. Although, that's more for the, I'm doing all this more for the audio log run, for people who follow along for the audio logs. That this is more relevant here. There's not really any other fighting for the required run. Or at least not any serious fighting. So, you know, just remember there's rocket launchers there, and you might remember there is a little passage that we cut through to get here, way back when we came through this area the first time. I call it Old Reliable. You want to go through Old Reliable. Go ahead and grab the free flame grenades. For those of you who collect the audio logs, remember this spot for later. Remember Old Reliable for later. Sometimes there will be Jackal Marksman inside this little courtyard, but not often. Kind of a rare thing. Either way, Marksmen are no big deal. They're a nerfed version of the already nerfed Jackal snipers, so who cares, you know, whatever. Anyway, it's a little hard to see, but remember you exit out through the security door. And that's the way forward. You can hear it, but there is an encounter with some brutes and some engineers down there, but it's completely optional. You can just walk past it. And even if you want to fight it out, you can just dome the brute captain with your beam rifle. If you still have it, it's pretty easy. I'm just going to walk past. But yeah, for those of you who only follow the the intended path, the bare minimum, you're the C students. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we're actually already near the end. This is the last sector. There's no more enemies besides the random patrols. Incidentally, this might be a placebo effect, but I feel like Covenant resistance really starts increasing around this point in the game. Like, the patrols get more common and the group makeups get harder to deal with. You know, there's more brutes, more grunts. Oh, and there's an emu statue up here. Those of you following along for the audio logs kind of remember this spot for later, but otherwise, those were added. By the way, the reason I haven't been like bothering with those were added in the Master Chief collection, so it feels a bit, out of step with the kind of playthrough I'm trying to do. Anyway. You may have already spotted the beacon. You can certainly hear it. This, despite how easy it is to see, this actually screwed me up as a kid because I thought you had to actually like get on those wires and grab it, but no, you just walk up, hit the button, and you win.
Can you take us there?
Affirmative.
All right. You two up top.
But alright, pretty short street segment for the bare minimum people. I will see you next time for NMPD HQ, another banger level in this awesome game. See you then. But for those of you who are more completion-oriented, we only have 6 audio logs to collect this time, so less than that big giant session, but more than the past few have been. The level is basically the same until after getting to Old Reliable, so I will meet you over there. Don't ask questions. No. But yeah, back in Old Reliable, you may have actually heard it when I was coming through the first time, but the first of 6 audio logs is right through here. Pretty easy one to grab.
Please remain calm.
This should be audio log 21 for you. And luckily, audio log number 22 is right nearby, so I don't think I'm going to make like a big cut or anything. It is... well, I'll just show you on the map. It's over in a little hidden passage over here, very close by. You just go out on the street, you might remember this area, and there's a little... when you jump up over on the ledge, the superintendent will draw your attention with the ringing desktop, and there'll be a little hidden door over here. You go inside, and there's some engineers, but there's no other Covenant, just the engineers, so they're pretty harmless. And inside is audio log number 22.
Please collect your ticket.
I like listening to the engineers. It's kind of... they make neat little noises. But yeah, totally harmless. This is a pretty good room to kind of like park and if you want to listen to the audio logs and not have to worry about patrols. But I digress. Anyway, audio log number 23 is also really close by. Right over here. So, don't even really need to make an edit. I can just walk out, show it to you. So how have you guys been doing? Hope everybody's been doing well in my brief absence. That felt like forever. This game really, for those of you who maybe feel this game has been a bit slow-paced, it definitely starts to pick up around this point in the game. Like I said, it might be partially placebo, but I do feel like the Covenant resistance... oh, by the way, the 23rd audio log's over here by the car, and I showed you where it was on the map, so... should be a pretty easy one to grab. Here is where they start to get a little bit more difficult. Audio log number 24 is a bit of a hike that I'll get to. Anyway, like I was saying, it might be placebo, but I feel like Covenant resistance around the city really starts increasing around this point in the game, and I'll have an example to kind of prove my point that I'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, remember that Golden Emu statue I went on the required playthrough? That's kind of where we are. It's the same. You can see I didn't get a pop-up for it because it's the same one. Anyway, you would just keep following down that road, and once you get kind of over by this courtyard, there will actually be a hunter, a single hunter, excuse me, which is a very rare thing in these games. You can actually find the corpse of his partner nearby in the courtyard. Yeah, the only other time that happens is in Halo 1, I think. Sadly, when you're going around the city on Legendary, you really want to be checking your map, because I was kind of on autopilot, just rocket the hunter, and I got ambushed by this squad of Covenant that I didn't see coming because I wasn't checking my map. So, pro tip, really check your map. But don't worry, I got back up and pwned them. No, that was a little embarrassing, but yeah, no, it's an important lesson. When you're playing on Legendary, you really just want to be checking your map to avoid embarrassing deaths. And that's how it's done. No, I can't pretend to be cool after dying. No, but that's what I was talking about earlier with the hunter. There is a hunter over here. Incidentally, this is actually another way that you can go to get to the sniper rifle beacon if you wanted to, but the way that I showed, I felt was the path of least resistance, so that's the one I went with. And, you know, you have to go this way for the audio logs anyway, so to kind of cut down on redundancy, I saved it for this version of the level playthrough. And this is what I mean about, like, Covenant resistance increasing. Another patrol. Already. And, you know, earlier in the game, a patrol would be like, it would be a few grunts and a brute, maybe. I'm going back here to save on rocket ammo. There's a reason I'm trying to conserve rocket ammo. It doesn't end up being relevant in this playthrough, but I'll explain in a minute when we get to the area where it would have been. Luckily, the plasma pistol is still goated. The SOCOM pistol is still goated. Yeah, so this is what I mean, like, instead of, like, a brute and 3 grunts, it's 3 brutes and some grunts, but yeah, I feel like this kind of thing starts happening more often around this point in the game in the streets. Obviously, this isn't, like, super relevant unless you're doing a completionist run. You don't really run into patrols unless you kind of go off the beaten path like this. I think the designers kind of did that on purpose. Anyway, my aim is really bad here, but I imagine you probably have better aim. And watch out for brute shots, as always. Luckily, health packs are plentiful, so anything that doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. So hold on a little longer for audio log number 24, which is right over here. You were probably wondering why I was making you sit through all that. Yeah, it's to get to audio log 24. Anyway, audio log number 25 from where we are is another, it's a bit of a hike, but it's over here. And once again, it has some pretty heavy Covenant. This is a set encounter. It's being protected by some grunts on portable plasma turrets. But, you know, as I was going along, I didn't learn my lesson. This is totally on me. I didn't learn my lessons, so in a minute, yeah, another patrol squad is going to sneak up behind me, and I get caught between a rocket and a hard case.
Who's the best?
Totally on me. I take full responsibility for that. You gotta, you know, if you're going to play this game on Legendary, you gotta be checking your map. And I almost die again. And I think about resetting, but, you know, we play things out here. And that's why, because it's fun. You know, sometimes good things happen to those who play it out. But, you know, this is why it's important to check your map, because look how fast that encounter folded when I know that it's actually coming. Anyway, so that kind of helps me clear out the grunts that are stationed over there. So the reason that I brought the rocket launcher, and this might sound hard to believe, but sometimes around this point of the game, you can find a brute riding around in a ghost around this area. Like, just a brute in a ghost, and you can start finding brutes riding ghosts around the city. And I'm pretty sure that only starts happening around this point in the game. So that's another example of what I mean about resistance increasing. And luckily I heard that sniper. That's another reason you gotta be checking your map, because, you know, Jackal snipers are everywhere. And incidentally, that's another reason why the Mongoose isn't really good on Legendary, because you can pretty easily just get domed by a Jackal sniper riding around. You know, it's not a one-hit KO, but it is a two-hit KO. That's usually, if the Brute is here for you, around this area is usually where he'll be, just for those of you playing along. Anyway, audio log number 25. That was my pen, accidentally. Knocked it off my desk. Hope that wasn't too audible. Anyway. don't worry, we are almost done. You probably noticed there's still a lot left of the video. Most of that is just listening to the audio logs, as usual. But there's still a little bit left. Audio log number 26 is pretty close by where the beacon is, so it's kind of like, well, I mean, you can see where I am on the map, but it's close by to where the beacon is. Instead of going up to the sniper rifle like normal, you want to kind of go down a little side path. To be honest, I'd understand if you wanted to like save this audio log for the next mission, the next street segment, because you kind of have to go a little along the intended path for the next mission for it. But I try to grab all the audio logs like you can grab, like as soon as you can grab them. Anyway, there's a big encounter over there. That'll be a problem for future Prisma. Prisma for another day. What's a problem for now is I was kind of playing on autopilot, so I accidentally walked away without thinking, without grabbing the audio log, and when I came back there was a Covenant patrol that I had to deal with. But assuming you have a triple-digit IQ, you don't just play on autopilot like I was, that shouldn't be a problem for you. But yeah, kind of a nasty encounter over there, a lot of brutes and engineers and grunts, but we'll deal with that another day. That'll be a problem for the future. For now, that is pretty much the end of the audio log hunting. So for those of you who are only here for that, you're good. But over around here, we have unlocked another cache. This is another patrol that I ran into. See what I mean about the patrols? Like, they're way more common now. I'm not even, like, walking that much further than I was when I was playing, that one street segments where we collected, like, 10 audio logs. I'd had a lot more walking. Anyway, over in this area, there is another cache that we've unlocked. It's a secondary source of mongoose. I just wanted to show it off for posterity's sake. I will say, if you're exploring the city and not collecting the audio logs, you might start to have like ammo problems around this point in the game. You can see how low I was getting, just fighting the occasional patrol. But yeah. Alright. So that's it for Collectathon. The rest of the video is Sadie's story, so I hope you enjoy, and I will see you all next time for another daytime level.
You two are my hostages. Sit tight, or you're gonna end up like these old buddies of mine.
Mike, we have to get upstairs. Turn Virgil back on!
No talking. You work for the NMPD?
No.
Oh yeah? Where'd you get the jacket?
I stole it from the trash.
A thief, huh? Got a record, you little punk?
Look, why don't you put down your rifle and...
Why don't you shut your goddamn mouth? Hear that? SWAT pussies finally woke up. They'll be wearing body armor, so you have to take the headshot.
Get down, Sadie! Now! Drop your weapon!
Come and get it!
Ha! Oh, damn it! Take him down!
Cover me!
Man down! Man down!
We're blocked in. He's got us pinned in here.
Back! Get back!
Stay behind the door.
Bang it clear!
Ah! Oh, my eyes! Oh, you lousy sons of bitch! Ah!
Got him. Suspect down.
Sadie? Sadie, you okay?
You! Hands where I can see them!
Don't shoot! I'm NMPD, damn it!
Let me see a badge. Nice and slow.
The whole city's crawling with covenants and we're killing each other.
Here, see? Metro PD! I need to get her to the 14th floor. It's an emergency.
Okay, take her up. We'll deal with this mess.
There must be a dozen bodies here.
We can't save them, Sadie. But we can save Virgil. We have to go. Emergency comms. 14th floor. Should have taken the elevator.
After what just happened? I don't think so.
So, what exactly are you going to say to make them reinitialize Virgil?
I'll think of something.
I'm cute. Break the law for me.
That's not funny.
I'm just saying. It worked on me.
Still no Covenant activity outside the city limits. I've got 3 more evac points at 200% capacity.
Somebody answer that damn phone.
Where's the duty officer?
Big desk. At the back.
Thanks.
Any of the ferries still running?
Everyone out. Another ride starting down at
Well, you'll just have to go down there yourself.
As I've been trying to tell you, Captain, I don't have the authority to override them. What do you mean, gross misconduct? Captain Dare, I assure you, people are dying down here.
Excuse me.
Yes, of course I could turn the superintendent back on, but Commissioner Kinsler gave me explicit instructions.
You're busy, so I'm just going to borrow this stapler.
Listen, Captain, there's a Covenant carrier hovering right outside my window. There's a sniper in my lobby, and you're threatening to have me fired? Ah! Office of Naval Intelligence. Now there's a contradiction in terms. What do you want?
I need you to turn the superintendent back on.
Not you, too. I am telling all of you, the commissioner...
I know, but I'm making you do it. At gunpoint.
What gun?
This one.
You're holding my stapler inside your pocket and pointing it at me.
You don't know that.
It might be a gun.
Or a rifle.
Or a rocket launcher.
And if it was, why, you would have to turn the superintendent back on.
Nobody could blame you.
Or fire you.
If it was a gun... Oh no! Please, don't shoot! I'll do anything!
It's okay, Virgil. I'm here.
He sounds different.
Virgil, what have those aliens done to you?
Sadie, what's going on?
I don't know. Those aliens have been working on Virgil, and now that he's back on, he sounds...
Different.
Virgil? It's still you, isn't it? Can you get Dad for me? Virgil can't reach him. Something's wrong.
Reports are coming in from all over the city. Covenant forces are pulling back in the face of furious resistance.
Man, have I had it with his crap.
Our enemies are cowards. Battle on, brave citizens, and victory will be ours.
Hang on. That's coming from inside the building.
Mike, wait! Where are you going?
This hour, we pay tribute to our fallen heroes. Jim Odingo, Roberto Bustamante, and Marshall Glick.
This is his office. Public Service Announcements Division.
These officers were gunned down in the very lobby of this building by Covenant snipers. But moments ago, members of our citizen militia wiped out the sniper nest with a homemade flamethrower, made from nothing more than an old leaf blower and a can of gasoline. Keep fighting, Mombasa. Fight, and we will win.
Off the air.
Covenant sniper nest? Those people were massacred by a crazy ex-cop. Hell, one of those people was the crazy ex-cop.
And your point is?
People are dying out there, and you're feeding them this garbage? None of it is true.
Yes. Well, some days, truth isn't really a luxury we can afford.
Come on, Mike. He's a propaganda officer. He's just doing his job.
His job? More like lying to people for a living.
Do you know who is still listening to my announcements? An old woman, too weak to leave her bed. A man bleeding in the street. A teacher hiding with her students in a school basement. They're all going to die.
Maybe, maybe not. The Marines will be here soon.
They are all going to die. My job is to fill the time before they die with truth. With hope. But maybe you can do better. On the air.
A special honor, New Mombasa. I have here in studio Uprising Commander Harris Two-Shot Kibaki. Commander,
Tell our listeners the latest news from the city center. Commander, go ahead. Speak the truth.
Well, things aren't as good as they could be, but they're looking up. We're fighting hard.
Good to hear it. Any words of advice, Two-Shot?
Just keep fighting. We can win this battle if we stick together. We can save the city. We can win this war.
Off the air. Now you are also a hero.
You are, you know.
I feel sick.
No. What you feel is hope. Ah, see? You already have an admirer.
Go ahead. You're on the line with Harris Two-Shot Kibaki.
That was truly inspiring, Officer Brantley. Sadie must be very impressed.
Kinsler!
But I think she'll be much more interested in this. Sadie, I now control the firefighting systems in your father's lab. If you want to see him alive again, you'll do exactly as I say.
Kinsler told me to meet him at the train station. That's what I'm going to do.
Come on, Sadie. You can't trust him. You know that.
My father is still in Virgil's data center.
I've been listening to your dad all day, and the one thing he wouldn't want you to do, put yourself in even more danger by...
You're not listening at all! Kinsler said he'd trigger the emergency fire response.
And that will...
Flood the data center with argon.
Can people breathe argon?
No, Mike, it freezes you. Dead.
Look, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Virgil, are you there?
I know that look. What's your plan?
Escalation.
Out of the way, I'm getting on that train.
For me!
There's not enough room.
Pushing is not going to help.
We gotta get out of here.
My wife, does anyone
They're
see
getting
my
closer.
wife?
We have to go.
Trans-Bay Express train, now departing Kikowani Station. All passengers must descend off with your Please remain calm. No tickets. No problem. Slow. Children, use caution.
Maybe Dad was right. The tentacle aliens he found, I think they are helping Virgil, bringing him back from the dead.
But why would they do that?
Dad said they were looking for something Virgil found.
Keep it clean. Leave all luggage on platforms.
Maybe they're sick of fighting, just like us. I don't know. Dad would know the answer.
We'll ask him when we see him, okay?
Okay.
Now, where are you supposed to meet the commissioner?
Platform 9. He's got a private train.
I still think you should let me...
If I don't come alone, my dad will die. Kinsler made that clear. You and Virgil know what you have to do?
Yeah.
Move out of my way.
Covenant are closing in. People are panicking. This is going to get ugly.
This day is a nightmare. It all keeps getting worse. Everything's falling apart.
Not everything.
Listen, I know I'm just a girl who got you fired.
You're more than that.
I might also be the girl who gets you killed.
Maybe, but not today.
Mike, I want you to live. I need you to live. For me.